You guys, I'm about to go get some food because I need to go get some groceries. But before then, I just want to say something really quickly. I have always known people who are undocumented. Okay, all my life I've grown up around people who are undocumented. I've worked with people who are undocumented. I've known people who are undocumented. Okay, never in my life have I ever felt the need that I'm gonna go and call ICE on you. No, I'm not a snitch like that. Okay, the only times I've ever called the cops was when I was in actual danger and I had to call the cops. Besides then, no, I'm not going around imposing my political views on people in real life. When it comes to my political views, I just stick to myself. Unless you ask me, or unless I know that we're close enough that I can have these conversations, okay. But besides that, I will never impose my political views on anything. When it comes to anything. My online platform is more about just me talking about the things that I love. And I have a lot of things that I read that I just like to talk about online. And like I said, I don't talk to people about my political views in real life. So, I like to come online to have people that relate and that do want to listen to me. But with all of that being said, a huge reasons why I'm against illegal immigration and why I'm really just annoyed at the things that I'm seeing and the fake outrage over ICE is because, again, I have always been saying Americans, our lifestyle is leading to the modern day enslavement of Latinos in Latin America. So it's you can talk about ICE and how, oh, look at them. Oh my God, we shouldn't be allowing these people. Da, da, da. Okay, but what is your lifestyle? What companies do you support? And even when I have told undocumented people, this company supports this does this is that, they don't care. They'll still go and support that very business that is hurting Latin Americans. Oh, do you want some Starbucks? Oh, do you want some McDonald's? Oh, do you want some Dunkin' Donuts? At some point, we have to truly look at ourselves in the mirror and take accountability. Or how people are saying, oh my God, ICE is being so aggressive towards Latinos. This is just violence on Latinos. Okay, 80% of the gangs in the USA are Black and Latino people. 47% are of Latino people. You don't have this outrage when it comes to Latinos pushing violence on the Latino community, but now all of a sudden, now that ICE is involved, now that's violence. Huh? One of the reasons why I never was put into a Latino high school when I was in Chicago was because of the violence, the gangs and all of that stuff. And I would beg and beg and beg, please just let me go to a Latino high school, because there were some fun Black people there. There were some fun Latinos there, man. Oh my God. But, I was just not allowed because a lot of these kids were involved in gangs and things like that. And you have all of this outrage when it comes to ICE, right? But you still support the cartel. You're still willing to give your money to the cartel in order to come up north. So it's you are willing to sacrifice other people's lives in order for you to come into North America. You're willing to literally fund the very group that is hurting all of these Latin Americans. Why? Because you think that you're better than everybody else, and so you say, no, I want the opportunities. I don't care what I have to do in order to get the opportunities. Yeah, am I gonna put my money into this blood cartel organization? Yeah, I am, because I want to come up north. Okay, so you then cannot get mad when it comes to ICE. You can't. I'm sorry. A lot of Latinos are comfortable with coming up North America, but they're not comfortable with truly just staying and facing reality and going against all of the effed up things that are going on in Latin America. That is a form of privilege. There are Latinos that are bringing what are issues in Latin America up here in North America. I have known undocumented people, baby, that they still find the energy to be racist to me. You have no idea. In my last job, I knew some people that were undocumented. Didn't stop them from being racist to me. A lot of them didn't even know that I was Latina. They thought that I was just Black American. But the moment they found out that I was Latina as well, that's when they started being extremely racist to me. And, sometimes my Spanish is a little ratata, but so is my English, You guys have no idea. When I do a live, you'll see how my English is not the best either. You know, when it comes to these videos, I'm able to edit. But but like in the lives, you'll probably hear how my English is also ratata, you know. But you know, when they found out that I was Latina, and you know, I try my best to speak to them in Spanish and all that stuff, they love to make fun of me for that. They love to be racist when it comes to that. You know, as a multiracial girl, you know, I've had my experience. Okay, Black people know about the racism when it comes to Latinos. It's not just them being anti-Black, baby. Don't worry. It's not just, oh, they're anti-Black. No. They're racist, period, okay? You should see the way that they act when it comes to indigenous people. You know, I've had my foster family literally wanting to come up north, asking me, should I come up north, blah, blah, blah. And, you know, like I had told them, no, don't. You know, and it's like, what's hilarious to me is those same people are extremely racist against indigenous people. And it's like, it's mind-blowing to me, really. There was this Mexican woman that was really important in my life, and you know, she would say evil things to me, and because of her racism, and she would say things like, you know, right now I'm very light, but when I was in Chicago, I could get really dark because, you know, a lot of the months there's no sun. So when there is sun, I want to be baked in there. But now that I came out here in the West, you know, there's so much sun and it's so hot that I just want to be inside. But, you know, when I was in Chicago, like, I used to get really dark, and like this woman would literally tell me, you know why you're dark? It's because you don't bathe yourself enough. You see him? Yeah, he's lighter because I actually give him baths, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, oh my God. You know, you guys may not know Latinos, but I know my people. I know my people. And a lot of this is fake outrage. You know, I have made a video about Middle Easterns and how they have issues, you know, that they need to deal with. And a lot of it is cultural. Well, guess what? So do Latin Americans, okay? NPR literally made an article about who's more misogynistic, Middle Easterns or Latin Americans. And I thought that was hilarious because, yeah, you guys have no idea how much violence women and children face due to Latino men. It has nothing to do with white people. It has everything to do with our men and how we're being treated, not just in Latin America, but also here up in North America. They love to bring their issues here. Latin Americans don't want to face the issues that are affecting us. A lot of Latinos, they don't want to take accountability. And those are just the many reasons why I'm against illegal immigration. Because again, we have issues that we're not dealing with, okay? North America is already chaotic as it is. Okay, we have plenty of issues that we need to address. And, you know, I'm against illegal immigration. I've also think that we need to hold on immigration, period, for a couple of years and just deal with the situations that we have in North America. Because why does America always have to accept new immigrants every single year? We don't have to. We can take care of the people that we already have here. There are so many veterans that are mistreated. There are so many homeless people. There are so many people addicted to drugs. I mean, I live out here in Nevada. You have no idea how many people I see, white, Black, who are just pumped with drugs. It is so sad to me. And like I said, people have the energy to burn all of these buildings down because of a criminal George Floyd. But you don't have the energy to talk about the Native Americans who cannot even prosecute non-Native Americans who unalive them. Like I said, in 2022, Native Americans were finally given the permission to persecute their abusers who are not Native Americans. Like, that's insane to me. We have plenty of issues that we need to deal with here in the United States. And bringing Middle Easterns, bringing Latin Americans and their effed up issues is not helping anybody. Not to mention how they want you to leave your land. And like pendejos, you do. The moment you leave your land, guess who's buying out your land? The Americans, the Europeans, the Chinese. In Guatemala, there are so many Chinese that are given more opportunities than the indigenous people. When I went to Mexico, I saw so many Australian real estate, American real estate. They want you to leave so they can have that land.